It's been a blessed journey. It's been a divinely ordained journey meeting my beloved husband to be, James Mitchell Jr. We actually met right here at Appomattox in 2016. And we had both been coming to the same event, which turned out to be his Aunt Joyce's event. I didn't know any of that at the time, and neither did he. We had been both coming to the same event since probably 2012, but met each other 4 years later in 2016.
So we met actually at a family reunion here in Appomattox. Funny story. We have been coming to the same reunion, my family reunion, since 2011. And I would see this lady come in by the garage, and I was always fishing down at the pond. So I would say, you know what, she looks really nice. But again, I'm down at the pond. It's a pretty far stretch to see. And I just thought, well, she's got to be married. She's got to be taken. She looks nice. I never met her. So that was 2011 through 2016.
Started talking and really didn't start dating until about 2020 or so. He asked me to officially be his girlfriend on January 1st, New Year's Day, 2022. And now here we are, all these years later. So it's been a journey, 8 years in the making, and it's been a blessed journey.
In 2016, same reunion. We were at the hotel, and I was with my brother Thomas, best man, and cousin Robert Jr. And the lady came over and started talking. Turns out her daughter Kamea was doing a little flirting in the pool. So she decided to give her a little space and come over and say hi and strike up a conversation. And what I found out is that she was interested in my work. I had just switched jobs, and we got to talking about different government agencies and aspects of what I do and what she does. And I told her I would be in San Diego for a conference that June. And she said, I'll be in California. I have an office there. Have you ever been to the San Diego Zoo? I said, no. And she said, that's my favorite zoo. Well, I'll tell you what, since we're going to be there, me and Kamea, we can come and pick you up and we'll go to the zoo. So that was kind of like our first meeting in Appomattox. Then we met up and actually went to the San Diego Zoo. That was kind of our first time getting to spend some time together.
And the thing is, in all that time, we did it God's way. And for those who know what that means, will know what that means. And so tonight on our wedding day will be the first time that we will come together as man and wife. So it has been a really amazing journey with lots of love and generosity and just enjoyment of each other as friends and as travel mates, and just learning each other and our families coming together. And that's been one of the really blessed things about the journey that God put us on, is that our families were able to really come together and get to know each other, and it all felt like family, which has really been a blessing. So,
and from 2016 to about 2020, that's all we had were little moments where, I would be in DC and we'd have dinner together or go to a movie. I'm still thinking she's, evidently not married. But, she's nice. She's just being really nice, I'm thinking, well, she is really nice. She's quite cute too. But, so that was through 2020. And April 2020, we're in the pandemic, and I sent her a text message. We'd send a text message probably once every couple of months, just checking in. And of course, we would see ourselves at the reunion too. But April 2020, I sent her a text message just saying, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And she sent one back. And I said, oh, okay, that's great. So I sent her another one back. I said, let me see if I can sneak another one in there. And she responded back again. And I was like, wait a minute, we've got some movement going here. So sent her a third one. And she responded back. I said, we're having a conversation. This is great. So from then, April 2020, we've texted every day. We've communicated every day. So that was how things kind of kicked off.
We text each other at the same time. So we called it linked and synced. So we that's really interesting that happens a lot.
From there, we started making more frequent plans with each other, celebrating birthdays and just getting together on maybe a quick weekend pass somewhere. And then fast forward to December 2021, we went to New York City for, I won't say New Year's because we weren't there New Year's, but the week before New Year's. It was my first time in New York City. Susan's a KG vet. And we really got to vibe a lot and kind of catch up with each other and discuss things. And we had some communications, some really good discussions about relationships and expectations. And
we went to New York and we were just hanging out and talking in the taxi cab and kind of completing each other's sentences a bit and each other's thoughts. So that was really kind of fun and funny.
When we left New York City, we had, during one of the discussions, Susan said, men just need to claim their woman, they just need to claim, it's no good being like on the outside not being claimed. If you want something, you got to claim it. And that kind of stuck with me. So when we got back from New York City, that would have been New Year's Eve. I got back to my hotel in Maryland, and I just kind of said a prayer to God. I said, all right, God, if this is what you're wanting to put together, then you're going to have to give me a sign, because I can't put it together because I mess it up. You know me. So I went to sleep and woke up very refreshed and clear-minded. And I was like, well, that's it then. So I went over to Susan's house on New Year's Day. She was starting to cook the meal for everybody. And it was just me and her in her kitchen. And we were talking, and I said, you know what? We talked about just claiming people. I said, and I think that's what needs to happen here. And she said, oh, really? I said, yes. I said, but the only way I can figure out to do that is to ask you to be my girlfriend. And she said, I think I can do that. And I said, oh, you think so? She said, yeah, I think so. And that's how we started. From there, one major milestone after that is my dad ended up in the hospital that would have been February of 2022. And so it really, really rough times. And I was supposed to go on a couple trips with Susan during that whole time. And I had to cancel the Miami trip. I couldn't go to Miami with them. But she kept me informed with pictures and everything. And then we were supposed to go with Lauren Heston to North Carolina. And Dad wasn't doing too good, and I let Susan know that. And that night, we were, the family was back at the hotel. We were going back to the hotel. I was sitting in the room, just got back to the room, and get a call from Susan. Or I text Susan, she called me back. And I said, well, how are you doing? She said, well, I'm not doing too good. I said, well, is everything okay? Is Laura okay? Yeah, she's all right. I said, well, what's going on? She said, well, I'm sitting in this parking garage, and I forget the name of the garage, but it was the name of the garage for the University of Virginia hospitals where Dad was. And I said, wait a minute, you're in Virginia, you're in Charlottesville? And she said, yes. And she said, where are you? I said, well, we're in the hotel. So she came and stayed with us the whole weekend to make sure we were okay, and even facilitated getting Jean and Danielle back to Maryland for April and Blaine. So as she comes into the hotel, Mom, of course, most of the family knew that we were together, except for Aunt Joyce. So Aunt Joyce had came down. And so Mom and Aunt Joyce come in the hotel lobby. And Mom says, oh, Susan, how are you? Hey, great, Miss Mitchell. And Aunt Joyce says, Susan? And Susan says, "Hey, Joyce, how are you?" And Susan says, "I'm doing good. How are you? What are you doing here?" And Susan says, "I can't. I had to be here with my men." And Aunt Joyce's eyes just went big, just went huge. So that was one of the times that I knew that this one was special and meant to be.
You know, all the stories, I mean, they've just been really just funny stuff that has happened, and not anything in particular, but every day, every time we're together, it's just humorous and fun and enjoyable.
So rounding out the story, we got engaged in Mexico, and that was a vision that was actually dropped to me during a dream back in, I want to say, it was, I think, 2021. I had to look at the full date. But in 2021, there was a vision of me and Susan in Mexico. We were at a waterfall, though, beach and a waterfall. And there were two people kind of hovering close to us. I couldn't see who they were. And, we had a good time and everything. There was salsa dancing. I don't salsa dance. But come finding out what that vision meant is that I was proposing to Susan in Mexico on the beach. And the two people were Tony and Ashley. So that's how we ended up getting engaged in Huatulco, Mexico in January of 2024. And here we are, October 12th, 2024, and we'll be wife and husband in about an hour.
From 2016 to this day, October 12th, 2024. It's been a long time in the making, but God's timing is always perfect. So I am happy and blessed to be here, about to take my vows and to become Mrs. James Mitchell Jr. And I'm excited. God does all things well. So that's pretty much it.
The end.